Dear students, good morning to all. Today we are going to discuss the remaining part of the topic first, that is necessity of watershed management. In the previous lecture we have seen the definition and the related concepts of watershed. But in this lecture we are going to learn what exactly the necessity of watershed management. As you know that watershed is an important aspect of the human life. Without development and without management of the watershed, it is not possible to survive the human being, and it is not possible to survive the farmers even. So it is an integral part of the human lives. The most important thing over here is that whenever we do the watershed, it gives us lot of benefits, particularly economic, social, political, environmental, and many more. So why and how we can do the watershed management? It is the another part, but why it is necessary? It is important, and the points related to this we have to see. The watershed management approach takes into account the specific water resource as like creek, river, lake and the surrounding land from which the water drains. Means not only the specific area but the surrounding part of the watershed is also important in the watershed management. Land use planning is one of a series of tools which can help to protect, maintain and restore the natural environment by directing development towards areas which can support a particular type of land use or density. Means whenever we do the watershed management, it automatically changes the land use and automatically it gives the preference to the work or related work as dense as more. Planning tools can be used to balance conservation and growth. Whatever the planning we do in the management of the watershed, it helps in the balance and conservation and growth. The majority of planning efforts are directed at the location, design and density of development, but in turn affect the natural environment. Planning efforts obviously helps to the natural environment. Other tools include land conservation, aquatic buffers, better site design, soil analysis, erosion control, storm water treatment practices, economic analysis and watershed stewardship. These all other tools are included into the watershed management, and that's management, and that's why there is a necessity of watershed management. But in particular, how necessity is there of the watershed management, we have to see. First one is to protect the economic resources. As we know that whenever the human beings life get developed, economic part is very become very important. Economic parts become very important in the human's life, and so that to protect the economic resources we have to do the watershed management. To protect community investment and infrastructure. Community investment means for whom that watershed is to do the management, as well as which infrastructure has to be developed over there, and for the protection of the same we have to do the watershed management. To manage government investment and expenditure as related to water related elements. Although government is investing in many areas, but we have to manage that in the sense whatever the expenses are required over there for the watershed management, so we can do the manage of the same with the management of watershed. Storm water management, flood controls and floodplain management is also important things in the human lives, and that's why we have to do the watershed management to protect, maintain, and enhance property values. These all property related things can be maintained, can be protected, and can be enhanced with the help of watershed management. And the last one is to assess life cycle costs. Means what? Everywhere there is a human being throughout the part of the world, but we can assess the life cycle cost with the help of watershed management, and that's why it is necessary to do the watershed management. Next point is enhance land use practices. So it is very common thing that what practices are there going on there in the particular area is determine the value of that land. Suppose barren land is there and at the same time agricultural land is there. Obviously, the agricultural land use is enhancing the human's life or improving the human's life, so that there is a need of watershed management to balance conservation and growth in the watershed by identifying, protecting, and enhancing natural resources, and by encouraging land use and land use pattern protective of those resources. Means indirectly we are protecting the resources by doing the watershed management. To encourage land use practices that protect natural resources and direct future growth to areas that are capable of supporting it. As we know that we are thinking of the future and we have to, but whenever we do the watershed management, it encourages land use practices that protect natural resources in the sense soil, water, and vegetation. That natural resources are protected and it can be useful for the future, so that it is necessary to do the watershed management. To direct careful site selection for development, mitigate the impacts of development, preserve sensitive areas, and maintain or reduce the impervious cover within a given watershed through the application of land use planning techniques. So whatever the land use planning techniques we are going to use that are helpful for the watershed management, and they will decide, or these techniques will decide whether there is a development or whether there is a sensitive site, whether there is a impervious areas or not. So there is a need of watershed management. Next one is protect and enhance community character. To protect, maintain, and enhance community character throughout a watershed. Once we decided to do the watershed management, there is a enhancement of the community characteristics, and so that we have to do the watershed management. And the last one is protect cultural resources. To ensure the long-term social, economic, and environmental health and vitality of the communities in the watershed. To protect cultural resources through watershed planning techniques. As I have already told you that watershed techniques will determine the conservation of the resources, but at the same time not only physical resources are important, but cultural resources are also important. And to maintain and to enhance the cultural resources, we have to do the watershed management. One approach will be directly apply the watershed planning objectives by first cataloging natural and build features present in the watershed and determining the amount and percentage of impervious cover present in the watershed, current and future. Whatever the current and future scenario is over there, that can be protect with the help of watershed management. Streams could then be categorized based on this percentage of impervious cover, and action could be identified to work toward watershed planning objectives specific to these stream categories. Means what? We can do the watershed management if we understand which tributaries or which distributaries are helpful for the human being or for the development of the human being. Based on this approach, streams could be classified as sensitive, impacted, non-supportive or restorable. Means if we do the watershed management, the streams or tributaries can be identified whether it is sensitive, it is impacted, it is non-supporting, or whether it is whether there is a requirement of restorable or not. So bifurcation and categorization is possible with the help of watershed management, and that's why we have to do the watershed management. Not only this, but there is the importance of watershed planning in national development. Which are those? We have to see. Ecosystem restoration. As we know that ecosystem is an integral part of the environment, and if we restore the ecosystem, it may be land or water resources, water ecosystem, it may be grassland, forest and soil. If we restore all these ecosystem, automatically it helps for the conservation of the environment, and that's why we have to do the watershed management. Second one is environmental and habitat protection and improvement. Every live thing have its own habitat, right from reptiles to the birds. Reptiles, amphibians, aquifers, all the live things have their own habitat, and to conserve or to protect and to improve their lives, we have to do the watershed management. Means environmental and habitat protection automatically occurs, and it automatically improved with the help of watershed management. Water supply reliability. As we know that there is a scarcity of water throughout the part of the world, and there are many areas where there is too much less amount of water, and day by day the underground water level is decreasing, and that's why for the reliable supply of water we have to do the watershed management. Flood management. Due to the uncertain rainfall and infrequent rainfall, somewhere there is a huge rainfall, while as somewhere there is a very less rainfall, and wherever there is heavy rainfall, there is a requirement of flood management, and for the same we have to do the watershed management. Groundwater management. This point is very related to the third one, that groundwater management is important, and we can do it with the help of watershed management. Recreation and public access. Recreation means entertainment of the public, entertainment of the society, with the help of boating, with the help of many gardens. We can do the recreation of the children's, we can do the recreation of public, and that's why there is a requirement of the watershed management. Storm water capture and management. If the water get polluted, we have to do the purification of the same, and for the same we have to do the watershed management. Water conservation. It is an integral part of the watershed management. Whenever we do the watershed management, automatically water get conserved, because people come to know how and why we should do the conservation of the water, because there is a direct relation, there is a direct participation of the people in that activity of the watershed management. Water quality protection and improvement. It is the burning issue that quality of the water is declining day by day, and everyone wants to have a good quality water, and for the same we have to do the watershed management. Water recycling. This is every year there is a recycling of the water, and if there is a balance of watershed, then it automatically occurs. But if there is an imbalance of watershed, and if there is a dismanagement of the watershed, then water cycling or water cycle cannot be completed. And that's why we have to do the watershed management. Wasteland enhancement and creation. Wetland enhancement and creation. Wetlands development is important, and that's why we have to do the watershed management. Conjunctive use. Desalination means due to the overuse of water, salinization occurs, and to remove that we have to do the desalination, and it can be done with the help of watershed management. Land use planning. Imported water. Nowadays there are various countries where water is imported by from another countries, and they have to pay a very huge amount for the same. And to avoid that, we have to do the watershed management. Land use planning. For the better future, we have to do the planning, and if we want to do the land use planning, we have to do the watershed management. Next one is pollution control. It may be air, it may be soil, it may be sound, or it may be another type of pollution. For the control of the same, we have to do the watershed management. Surface storage of the water determines the overall temperature of the area, and that's why there is a requirement of the watershed management. Water and wastewater treatment. Pure water and wastewater is different, and whenever we want to do the purification of wastewater, or we want to do the treatment of the wastewater, we have to do the watershed management. And the last one is water transfers. There is a disputes of many districts, there is a disputes in many states, there is disputes in many countries, where water transfer makes the problem, because water is a natural resource. It is determined, and it can be created only with the help of nature. Environment itself create the water, and transfer of the same become issues. And to remove these issues, or to solve to find out the solution on the water transfer, we have to do the watershed management. So these all related points are there, which are required for the necessity of the watershed management, and that's why we have to do the watershed management. Today we stop here. Thank you.